Wild day for the stock market today, guys. Wild freaking day. We ended up popping in the morning due to the CPI data for November. You guys probably saw that. I'm sure you're all aware of that at this point. And look at this. SPY ended up losing a lot of that gain. Same with Triple Q, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell. And you can see here, SPY was at about 414 in the pre-market once we got that data, and it closed at 402, right around 402, a little bit under that actually, which means it dropped 3% from that pre-market high to where it closed. And the crazy thing is, guys, it still closed up, like I said, 0.75%, which is pretty solid. And we can see here another good thing for the bulls is it actually closed above the highs from yesterday, right before the close. You can see SPY was at, let me pull the 5-day 5-minute chart up, guys. SPY was at about, let's see here, right around 398-ish, 399, and mind you, it rallied all day yesterday and pre-market yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. And, we saw the huge run up this morning. Like I said, we pulled back and we closed right above not only the highs from yesterday, but also from last week. That's a very good sign for the bulls. You guys can see that pretty clear as day here on the 5-day 5-minute on SPY. And Triple Q, last I checked, is the same thing. Let me double check though. Let's make sure quickly, guys. And we're going to break down a bunch of this video. We're going to go over the stock market like we're doing now. We're going to talk about some stocks that I'm looking at. So if you all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe, and let's just do it. So listen, Triple Q, it's looking similar. We popped to 300. Now we're at 288. I mean, that was a big drop intraday, but still, it closed up over 1%, even though it dropped about 4% from that pre-market high. That's pretty crazy. And looking at this, it looks pretty good, guys, considering the fact that it closed above the highs from yesterday right before close, right around 285, 286. Also, it closed above the highs from last week, right around the same little dollar or range, 285, 286. So this is a very good sign for the bulls. Now tomorrow is the moment of truth. The FOMC statement, of course, press conference, Q&A. The sentiment that we get from tomorrow, whether it's dovish, hawkish from Jerome Powell, it's going to mean everything for the stock market in the short term. It's going to be the difference between, are we going to have a Santa Claus rally, or is this going to crumble and burn right in front of us? Which, at this point, it's leaning more towards Santa Claus rally, but who knows what can happen? At least that's my take. I think it's leaning more towards Santa Claus rally, but who knows what's going to happen, guys? We shall see, and that's what the markets are waiting for. And let's say we do bounce off 288, 290 on Triple Q. We start running for 300. We break 300. Obviously, that's going to be very good for the bulls, right? And we're going to end up, taking out multi-month highs again. And, it could be the start of a sustained reversal. We shall see, guys. And same thing here on SPY. If I pull the 5-day up, you guys can see, if we break 405, start moving 410 tomorrow, that's going to be obviously distinct direction for the bulls that they might take the highs out or test the highs from today pre-market. So it's the moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth is tomorrow, and we'll see how it ends up going down. Let me check what oil did today. Oil ended up closing right around, where was it? Right around, what was it doing today? It was pretty much, actually it did pretty well today, intraday at least. Yeah, it looks like it uptrended all the way to about $76. Now it's at 75. It's down about 15 cents at the time that I'm filming this video. But overall, guys, it is still on a downtrend. So oil is clearly still in the mid-70s. Doesn't look like it's going to reverse anytime soon, based on my opinion here, of course. Who knows what's going to happen? Silver, you can see now, is testing the top of this downwards channel that I believe we have on the 3-year chart. Let's pull 3-year chart up. Come on. Why is this not loading? There we go. You guys can see the downwards channel. This has to break. Bulls need to get out of this. 25, 26 an ounce. That's where the real breakout's going to be coming on silver. Watch out for that, guys. And for gold, let's pull gold up. Gold is facing a similar resistance, right? If we pull up the channel tool, you guys are going to be able to see it. Boom. Gold's facing a very similar resistance, right around 18, 50, right? 1900, that's going to be a big sticking point. If gold could crack 1900, break 2000, that's going to be a, clear direction for the bulls, and who knows where it's going to be going from there. Could gold go on another huge bull market? Could it go 2,500 an ounce? I mean, I'm sure a lot of the gold bugs would tell you that. Is that realistic? I don't know. It might be a little bit far-fetched, 2,500 an ounce, but in the short term at least. Long term for sure, but short term, I'm leaning more towards, if 19 breaks, 2,000, 2,050, 2,100, that's where this could be going. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes, guys. Overall, full disclosure, I own gold. I like having some metals in my portfolio, but not crazy, not a crazy amount. A couple percentage points, if that, just to have some exposure to metals, because I do believe in that, that being a smart thing to do. And, personally, I believe that, in a portfolio. And I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below about that. So let's dive into some stocks now. And if you want some free stocks before we actually do that, make sure to get up to 20 stocks from Moomoo. Just use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and you get up to 20 stocks, each up to $2,000, and it also helps out the channel. Cheers, guys. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. So EPAM ended up going crazy today. 5.3% green day, which is pretty good. And we can see a clear inverse head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder, the head right here, the right shoulder. You guys see that? And now we're testing a very pivotal point. You can see it. It's right here at 370, 375. We actually tested it this morning. We obviously failed. Now we're at 365. But 375 has been a resistance from the end of November, earlier in November, and if that point breaks and we really start heading towards 380, moving past 380, that is where, legitimate reversal could be coming on EPAM here. And that right shoulder, if I draw this out again, that right shoulder in the inverse head and shoulders is really going to start gaining some steam there. Oh, I butchered that. Let me do that again. It's really going to start gaining some steam there, at least the way I'm seeing it, right? If we start breaking 380. So EPAM, keep your eyes on it. I for sure am here heading over the next couple of days. Moderna, guys, holy freaking crap. Did you see Moderna today? And just a couple of days ago, I think it tanked like 10% in a day. And today it went up 20%. I mean, what in the world is going on? So Moderna up, no joke, 19.6% on the day, over $30 a share. Closed at $197. And it's at a multi-month high, just like that. It is at a multi-month high. With today's move in the pre-market, we hit 208.50. We took the highs out from, when was this? Back in July? Yeah, mid-July, or actually early August, we hit about 195. We took that high out. And if we pull up the 3-year chart, now it looks like Moderna is really starting. I'm not saying for sure. This is a bottom, but it looks like potentially it is starting to reverse on the longer time frames here. We're breaking out the high out of the highs from a couple months ago, from close to a year ago now. We're starting to get out of these highs. So where could Moderna be going next? Could it be going back to the mid-high 200s? It's possible. So for that reason, I'm watching it on today's technical break, and I'm going to put my alert at $200. Mark is at or above $200 here on Moderna. So the next stock on the list, let me see here, is NVIDIA, because I want to do an update on it. And, this thing just keeps on ripping, guys. NVIDIA today went up 3%, up $5. And the crazy thing is, earlier in the day, it was almost at $190 a share. Unreal. So at one point, it was up 9%, 8-9% in the pre-market, which is nuts. And it ended up, downtrending for the mostly for the majority of the intraday session. But it closed above the highs from yesterday. And the highs, I believe, from last week as well. Let me double check. Highs from last week as well. So this looks really bullish, guys. It looks like, I'd be looking at this as one that probably is going to retest 188, maybe $190. And if that were to break, like I've mentioned time and time again on the channel, $190 breaks, there could be a big reversal coming on NVIDIA. And I kind of don't want that to happen, because I want to own this as a long-term investment. But at this point, it is way off of where I'd want to buy it. To be honest, it's ran up way too much. So I'm being cautious with it as a long-term play. In fact, I'm not even considering it at these levels. But as a trade, if it breaks 190, it's going to be one worth watching. So I'm going to take a little sip of water to that, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. Man, you got to stay hydrated, guys. So, yeah, next stock, let's pull it up. It is Best Buy, ticker symbol BBY, and I just got an alert on my phone. What is going on here? Oops, sorry about that, guys. Best Buy, look at this. You can see a clear resistance over the past couple of months stemming back from the end of May, it looks like, early June at about $85-ish. You can see that here. We failed, many times at that point, time and time again. Once here, you can see twice, 3 times right here, right? So at this point, we're retesting it. Best Buy went up 2% on the day. It closed just a hair under 85. It closed right around $84 a share. So we're retesting it. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure it's going to break out, but if it breaks out this time or the next time it tests it, whatever, there's going to be a huge breakout. There's a wide open gap to about $88, $90. This could be pushing mid-90s. I mean, for all we know, this is one that could really catch on fire quick, as we saw over the past couple of weeks. I mean, Best Buy just a month ago, or more like 2 months ago, was at $60 a share. Now it's at 84. It is up 43%. So tides are turning, and we'll see if we do get that push through at 85, 88, 90. That's where I'm going to be watching it heavily, very, very heavily. So I'm going to set my alert at 88, markers that were above. And the next stock on the list is Datadog. Did you guys see it today? DDOG is the ticker. It went up 3.5%, and it closed right under the highs, it looks like, from the middle of November, right around $85. And you can see we closed under 80, but earlier in the day, we were at 85 in the morning. So this is another one that intraday it downtrended, but still closed up 3.5%, and it actually lost 6.5% intraday, which is about a 10%, or rather, at one point it was up 10%, but again, it lost 6.5% intraday. But overall, the reason why I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, look at that. It's starting to reverse. It's above the moving averages for the first time in a couple of weeks. And really, guys, I mean, this thing has been in a downtrend for months, and honestly, it's still in a downtrend, but it is slowly starting to pique my attention, because we're about to test the highs from about the middle of November, being $85, $86, which is also at the top of this, downwards channel. So if we do break 85, we start pushing 90, that could be a short-term reversal on Datadog. Where could it be going? Mid-90s, maybe $100 again. So Datadog is one that's not there yet. Keep that in mind, guys. It's not there yet, but it's it's gearing up. It's gearing up, and who knows? It could be reversing. Maybe if we get that Santa Claus rally, which it all comes down to the Fed tomorrow, guys. It all comes down to Mr. Jerome Powell. So let's do an update on Meta, which went up 5% on the day. Pretty good day for Meta. And this is kind of similar to Datadog, where it's peaking out of the moving averages, still very much in a downtrend on the 4-hour chart, and it's testing the highs now from the beginning of this month, being about 122, $125. And if that point is able to break, I'm going to actually set my alert there right now. Mark is that we're above $125 a share. If that's able to break, we have a wide open gap to 140, right? You guys see that? About $170 potentially. I mean, that's a little bit far-fetched, honestly, on the short term. But who knows? I mean, we're just thinking out loud here. Maybe not 170 right away, but let's see, maybe 150, 155. These are some ranges here that we could be playing in. We could, if we break 125, 140 again, 155, maybe 170. So Meta's looking like it's not there yet, but it looks like a reversal could be here. Maybe at some point this week we get the confirmation, but we're just not there 100% yet, and that's why my alert is at $125 a share. So the last one for today, guys, is Block, ticker symbol SQ, also known as Square. I still like to call it Square, but it's Block, And this one up 7.3% on the day. Crazy day, up almost $5 a share, close over $70 a share per share. And it is at a point where it's testing a multi-week resistance, being about $72, $73, $74, right around this high here from the middle of November, which if that point's able to break, and we also can see this failed right around this point in the middle of September as well, at about 75. If this is able to break, we could potentially get a move, towards, let's see, maybe that 90 mark if it really gets hot. If you can see here clearly, it did get hot last time it broke 75. You guys can see that was back in July into August. It ran all the way to 90. So really the next main resistance after 75, guys, at least in the short term, at least the way I'm seeing it, is right around 90, 85, 90, maybe even 95 if it really starts to get hot. And excuse me, guys, I am freaking dying right now. Holy crap. This is the beauty right here of making a video while you're still trying to recover from your cold. Holy crap, guys, hit that freaking like button. Come on, hit that subscribe button. I'm dying over here. Woo! But we're not editing this video. We're gonna pump it through and upload it so I can get it up to you guys. So watch out for Square. 75 breaks, we have a wide open move. Momentum could really start shifting at that point. So with that being said, as I'm dying on the camera, guys, let's wrap the video up. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe. And if you want to, check out the Patreon, I'm forgetting what I'm going to say. If you want to check out the Patreon, guys, if you want, more access to me throughout the day, if you like all the different charting methods that I use, if you want to see kind of what I'm doing throughout the day, pick my brain, check out the Patreon if you want. No pressure. And I'm actually going to be revamping the Patreon. I'm going to be adding a $2 tier, a $5. Well, there's already a $5 tier, but I'm going to be adding a bunch of stuff, switching things up. So if you want to check it out, Patreon is linked down below. Get your 20 stocks from Mumu as well, and your 12 stocks from Weeble. And with that being said, cheers. I need to get some rest. I need to drink some tea. I need to soothe my throat a little bit, guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.